I'm going to introduce somebody who's just a new member to the team. His surname makes me think about food, Craig Tortolani. He's our new Chief Strategy Officer. So, Craig, if you can unmute yourself, would love to hear from you a little bit about your background, why you feel confident getting involved in this project, not only from your name and your reputation standpoint, but I know you're a busy guy. You've got some partnerships with some huge projects that are going on. And then where do you see potentially this offer position within the crypto space right now in comparison to some of these other projects that you've seen, that are listing and raising money in different ways?
Yeah, for sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for jumping on. Marcus, I appreciate the opportunity to speak with everybody. Yeah, I'll give you guys my quick story and kind of what I see here and why I'm excited to join the team. I'm actually here with my partner, Mo. He works with me at my current company in Layer 3 Technologies. We have a crypto consulting company. It's probably the best gamer and fastest typer I've ever seen in my life. He should have been a stenographer, but I guess he messed up, so we're figuring it out in crypto. But long story short, I got started, I was in marketing before that. I got started in crypto in 2015. I saw a YouTube video and I was like, this is it. This is the future of the world. I don't know what anybody else is thinking about. Like, they keep printing more dollars. There's only 21 million of these things. Let's go. And so I piled in, and I was working for Bank of America and some corporate gigs at the time and bartending. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I turned $20,000 into $7.1 million in 6 months. And I thought I was the cat's meow. And I went to go transfer it onto these things called hardware wallets. My phone turned off and I got hacked for it all. All my money disappeared and lost my mind, absolutely snapped. And, I was like, I had to make a decision. I'm like, well, this space is going to be huge without me anyway. Like, I got to battle back. I got to figure this out and get into the space. And so I kind of made it a decision to just like, hey, let's learn this stuff. Let's become a trader and investor. Took on other jobs to try to make that happen. And then along the way, I was like, I got to get around these top names. So I started sponsoring hackathons and trying to figure out who these kids were that did hack me. Like maybe they know something that I don't. And so I got linked up with Charlie Shrem, who was the founder of the Bitcoin Foundation. And we've run a company called, Crypto IQ. We're like a consultancy firm with him and my partner, Michael Kimmelman. And we do more of the finance side of things, where we get, advisory tokens for leading deals and introducing them to different exchanges and things like that. Which was great. And then along the way, got linked up with the Blockchain Center and the Bitcoin Center through like a different side of crypto with Nick Spanos, who ran the first Bitcoin exchange in New York City and owned all these companies, but he had all the developers. And so I knew how to trade. I knew how to, invest. I knew how to like spot good opportunities, or at least was starting to learn, because I became completely obsessed. But I didn't know anyone that could actually build this stuff. So when I found people that could, I was like, I got to lock in with both teams and kind of bring them together. And that's what we did through a consultancy. And so now we do everything from, private deal flow and investments to really just architecting blockchains, putting projects together. We do everything from white papers, light papers, to legal, to actually launching the token and then building the project out with developers to take it to that next step and getting listed on exchanges. It's a lot of work, especially the way that things are in a regulatory standpoint from the United States, where I am right now. But it's been absolutely fantastic. And so learned a ton along the way, met a lot of people, and we learned the hard way on a lot of stuff, especially from legal, which was a nightmare. But now we have partnerships with people like Crypto.com, which you guys are familiar with them. They're killing the game. They're printing money. And they just bought the rights to the Staples Center for $700 million over the next 20 years. And they're throwing money at anything that walks that makes sense in the DeFi world. So my passion was always to help people kind of get into crypto the right way. And along the way, I saw a few opportunities to do that. Most of them were absolute scams. I think the networking space, as far as crypto goes, was extremely broken, especially when it comes to the mining scams and things like this. But sometimes you just have to learn the hard way, right? But then when I saw a couple opportunities come along that, okay, it was actually easier for somebody to get involved if they just used a device that they could just plug in and kind of earn a currency, like that was okay. So we got involved with Helium, and we became approved helium manufacturers and started producing these devices. But the worldwide chip shortage was a really, really big deal. Like, there's nobody making these. So then we got into decentralized routers with another company called Cirrus. They couldn't make them. So as we started going down this hardware route, it was like, okay, this is going to be really hard to scale without these chips that there's a big shortage of in the world. Even though it's simple to get involved, it's never going to scale. So when I saw Punk Panda and my buddy Cliff introduced me to it and I met the team, I was like, well, this could actually scale very, very quickly. So does anybody really care about like downloading a new app? Probably not. But do they care about like the Patriot pitch about decentralization and privacy and SHA-256, bit encryption? Yeah, they do. And so that pitch fits very well into like the way that I live my life, right? So I use a decentralized we're crypto everything. If I try to hand my friends cash, they get upset. So like we're crypto everything. We're what I like to call complete crypto degenerates, right? And I love it. Like so, we use decentralized VPNs. If we're launching a site, we do it on decentralized cloud computing networks. And so this really fit well into that because it's just an app that people kind of are looking for anyways, that they can actually earn a currency just by sharing. And that to me was something that could scale. You didn't have to wait for it to ship. You didn't have to wait for it to get in the mail. You didn't have to wait for a supply shortage of whatever. And I really like the honesty from Marcus and the team about where they were at, what they needed, and where things were going. And there's very few things I could see scaling the way that I think that this could scale. But when it did, I was like, I think I got to be a part of it. And so I talked to the team and things went well. And so most of my role and like what I'll be helping with is, believe it or not, they had most of everything together. These guys were incredible what they put together, and they really have a great handle on the network, which we'll also introduce them to some great people. But getting legal out of the way, getting introduced to exchanges that we could actually like go ahead and get listed on these exchanges without providing huge amounts of liquidity fees and get started on some top 20, 30 exchanges is really a big deal. As you guys maybe know, in crypto, once things get landed on an exchange, they can typically run and do a lot better, especially when they have that many users that can buy access to it. But also when there's a referral network tied to it, but that's actually attached to a crypto, that's a really cool idea because it's kind of networking without networking. It's almost just betting on the idea of the growth of the entire network, which in that case is really not much different than something like Ethereum or Cardano. You're betting on the growth of an entire network. And so I'm excited to do all that and help these guys, kind of navigate the crazy waters of crypto, especially as when you enter the DeFi space and doing all the farming and staking and things like that. It can get really wild. And one of the things you'll figure out is like most people have absolutely no idea what they're talking about in the space. And I didn't for a long time either until I bumped into some geniuses who created this stuff, and happy to share that stuff with you guys, take it to the next level. And I hope that helps. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask away. But, because of the scalability, the Patriot pitch, and the fact that this app actually works, I work for a lot of projects that literally are just an idea in a white paper that then go raise money. So I was just at an NFT conference in New York, and I watched a company raise $65 million at a $650 million valuation with just a white paper and an NFT gaming idea. They have nothing that works, like absolutely nothing. So that's how crazy the space is right now. And I don't know if that's right or wrong. Part of me says, hey, God bless them. The other part of me says like, yeah, maybe that's not right. Maybe you don't need that much money with just an idea. But at the end of the day, the market is always right. It's like as stupid as I thought some of these NFT pictures were, people are selling them for millions of dollars. So maybe I'm wrong, right? So same thing here. If that's what the market is demanding right now, it just shows you that if you have a working product like Punk Panda does, wow, you can bring a lot of good money, a lot of users into the space, and a lot of connections, because what people are throwing real money at, like companies like crypto.com, is something that's nothing more than an idea in a white paper. So this is much further along the line, and I like what they've done, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So hopefully I didn't flap my gums too long, but thank you guys so much for having me. And whatever I can do to help, if you have any questions, ask away.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Craig, and we're really honored to have you on board. And I want to acknowledge Mo there. I'm not sure, excuse me, if Mo, if you want to actually say anything at all.
No, I didn't mean to cut him out. This is my guy. All right, yeah. Mo, tell him. You worked at the Blockchain Center for years. Tell him.
Yeah, I've been a project manager for the Blockchain Center as well as Layer 2 Technology not too long ago. This is the company that started off with Craig and Adam Manka, as well as Michael Kamuman. I've been landing deals for them for the past few months, and honestly, I didn't really get into the blockchain field until like last November, and I've been loving it and printing money ever since. And I couldn't be any more like in the whole decentralization field as much as I am right now. And
yeah, it's really good with like, so at some point, I believe this in crypto or like in coding, At some point, you just need to pay kids in hoodies to do stuff. That's just what it comes down to. And Mo's the guy in a hoodie that can do stuff, but in crypto, it's kind of underground, right? So there's guys that are on maybe networks you've never heard of. They're all over Telegram. They're all over Discord. They're all not like Twitter and all that. They're all underground. Mo lives underground. He's like Bane. He was like born in the dark, right? So yeah. he's typing as fast as you can with all these gaming communities. And these are the people that are actually using these apps. They're the ones that actually know how to like download a MetaMask so they can get this NFT and swap it for this, like the really crazy stuff you hear about. It's a relatively small community that we, you know, how to get into and run in the, now I wouldn't say the dark web, but like the next level of the web in the crypto world. And Mo is and navigates that world unbelievably well when we need to get an idea moved. So.
That's fantastic. Well, Mo, appreciate your alignment with Craig and with us as well. And really, you know, that's what Punk Panda is. Punk Panda is where the public meets crypto. We're going to be able to bring an avalanche of people who are sitting on the sidelines into the crypto space by downloading a free app, using a messenger app, and they start to accumulate these tokens and going, what the hell is this? And how do I get them out and cash them in? But with our roadmap, you know, we have some pretty sophisticated crypto offerings that we're going to be bringing to the space, you know, whether that be NFTs, gaming, sports fantasy. So we need these experts in the background, you know, like Craig and like Mo, to make sure that when we do bring these additional products and services to the market, that they actually are matching what people in the space are already expecting to see and to participate with. So guys, thanks so much for that. So we'll keep on moving here.